Hello! Welcome to the Fight Starbucks Union Busting Rally! Woo! My name is Bia Lacombe. I'm a community organizer in Councilmember Sawant's office, and I'm a member of Socialist Alternative. Sydney Durkin and I will be your co-MCs this afternoon.
Hi, my name is Sydney Durkin. I am a shift supervisor over at Broadway, right over there. Won their election 2 days ago and became the second unionized grocery in the nation. Everyone here for standing shoulder to shoulder with us as we fight to take on one of the richest corporations in the nation. Are you ready for an incredible rally?
Thanks, Sydney. So, we're in the midst of a wave of unionization in this country. Just 2 weeks ago, Amazon warehouse workers in New York City defeated one of the biggest union-busting corporations in the world to become the first ever union at Amazon in the United States. That's right. Workers at more than 230 Starbucks stores in over 31 states have filed for union elections, and more than 21, and actually I think it's 24, 25 now, stores have voted to unionize. That's right, many have won their union elections unanimously, like Sydney and her co-workers over at the Broadway and Denny Starbucks here in Seattle.
Did either of you guys see my coffee mug?
I want to give a shout out to all of the Starbucks workers who are here today, who have been fighting vicious union-busting attacks every day in their stores, and who have been helping to build for this rally over the past month. Starbucks workers, community organizers from Councilmember Sawant's office, and members of Socialist Alternative have been tabling across the city, talking to working people about the Starbucks union struggle and what it will take to win the demands Starbucks workers are fighting for, like a $20 an hour starting wage, raises for all current employees, full health care, including gender-affirming health care, and full staffing. Many of you, that's right, those are great demands. Many of you who are here today are probably here because we stopped you at one of our tables, emailed you or called you or texted you about this rally. When unionizing workers put out the call for solidarity and support, working people will answer. I will tell you, sometimes it can be tough to get people to stop and talk to you on the street, as you might imagine. But I can't count the number of times that I would say the word Starbucks and union, and people who had already walked by the table would turn around and come back, eagerly signing the petition and taking a flyer. And I'm not the only person that happened to. Dozens of rank-and-file union members, especially from the many local unions that have endorsed this rally, are here today answering this call for solidarity from Starbucks workers. I want to thank all of the rank-and-file union members from UAW 4121, the Seattle Education Association, the Resident Fellow Physicians Union, Communications Workers of America, Local 7800, IBEW, Local 46, ProTech 17, and WFC 1495 who are here today and who brought forward resolutions in your union locals to endorse this rally and to donate to the strike fund for Pacific Northwest Starbucks workers. That's right.
We need to be further away from the mic.
And a special shout out to the Starbucks workers who have flown here from across the country to be with us today. 2 of the Memphis 7, Beto and Lakota, Alyssa, Layla, and Bill from Phoenix, Marie from New York City, Hannah from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Michael and Lydia from Kansas City. Give it up for them.
Can we go out front?
That's right.
Out here?
Most of these visiting Starbucks workers were fired by Starbucks for organizing a union in their store. That means that they've lost not only their incomes, which they need to pay rent and pay the bills, but they've also lost their health care and education benefits. These were blatant anti-union firings based on the flimsiest of pretenses. Hannah was fired for staying in the store while she tried to get her shift covered because she was sick. And meanwhile, Lydia was fired for not staying in the store while she tried to get her shift covered because she was sick. And yet, Rosanne Williams, Starbucks vice president for all of North America, just recently said in a leaked video to Starbucks managers that she hasn't seen any union busting happening whatsoever. Yeah, and then it breaks her heart. Oh, hello. And then hello.
Sorry,
we got it.
just ringing. Give me a sec.
No worries. And that it breaks Rosanne Williams' heart to hear that people might have a bad idea of the company she loves so much.
Okay, yeah,
So
nice.
Starbucks executives know what's at stake though, right? That's why they'll stop at nothing to crush this union, including pretending that they, the billionaires and executives, are the victims here. They will lie, they will fire as many workers as they can get away with, they will harass, intimidate, and threaten workers not to vote or to vote no. Right now, Starbucks executives and the billionaires more generally have all of the power, and that means they have everything to lose. Starbucks executives know that unions work. That's why they fight so hard against them. They know that workers getting organized and fighting collectively to win their demands means fewer profits for VP Rossann Williams, CEO Howard Schultz, and all of the executives and their rich shareholders. They will not give up those profits without a fight. Because once workers start to realize that we actually have enormous power when we get organized, we won't stop. So let's show every Starbucks worker and every Amazon worker and every other worker who is watching this rally or who will hear about it that working people and the wider community are ready to stand shoulder to shoulder with unwavering solidarity. That's right. So before we get our speakers up here, let's just do another quick chant. So I'm going to say, when Starbucks workers are under attack, what do we do? And you'll say, that's right, stand up, fight back, all right? When Starbucks workers are under attack, what do we do? When Starbucks workers are under attack, what do we do? Solidarity.
I just muted it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Complaining about acoustics.
Hello, and thank you all for being here once again. My name is Sydney Durkin. I am a worker at the Starbucks at Broadway and Denny in Capitol Hill, Seattle, right over here. I gotta get my speech.
Yeah, I want to also welcome up Rachel Ibarra and Sarah Pappin, who are two other Seattle Starbucks workers who are going to speak next with Sydney. Yeah, I just want to note really quick, so they're also, Seattle Starbucks Baristas organizing committee members. And I want to note, Sarah's store on 5th and Pike just went on strike last weekend for 3 days to protest the harassment, intimidation, and hours cuts they faced since filing for a union election. Seattle Starbucks workers are taking action to fight back against union busting in Howard Schultz's backyard. Let's give it up for them.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for gathering here today and for choosing to stand behind a burgeoning labor movement that needs each and every one of you now more than ever. This is a hard-fought victory that we won here at Starbucks at Broadway and Denny, which is a vote that we won, as Bia noted, unanimously. This is an incredible victory, but it's only the beginning. This is something we won by reaching to the heart of what matters to workers: our wages, our standards of work, our hours, and accessibility to our benefits. We're joining one of soon-to-be hundreds joining the unionization movement. And this is only beginning. What lies ahead of us, for us in the movement, will test our ability to persevere and maintain crucial momentum as we head into bargaining. Days like today are absolutely critical in building and maintaining that, as they show concretely the will of the community and the strength of our conviction, even in the face of immense adversity from not only Starbucks, but the system at large. By bringing workers in the community together, it shows that we're listening to what Starbucks is doing and that we're ready to fight back. What we're building here today is the seeds of a modern labor movement, an absolutely critical arm of democracy, and even more critically, a fighting defense against a system of wealth inequality and disparity that keeps movements like this down. But today, we're proving everyone wrong. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name's Sarah Pappin. I am a supervisor at 5th and Pike, and we were on strike. I really just have to say thank you so much to this community. Like, you guys have been incredible. Everybody who stepped up, both at Starbucks, all of you guys for coming out here and being a part of this today. Also our larger community in Seattle who showed up to help us go on strike, who's donated to the relief fund, who's just stood back to back with us. We are standing up to this gargantuan company in its front yard, and we could not do it without each and every one of you standing behind us. So from 5th and Pike to all of you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Sydney, Sarah, and Rachel so much. Okay. So our next two speakers are two of the Memphis Seven, the 7 Starbucks workers from Memphis, Tennessee, who were fired in February in retaliation for their union support. Beto Sanchez and Lakota McLawn were here in Seattle back in February, right after they were fired, for a press conference alongside Seattle Starbucks Workers United and Councilmember Sawant in front of Starbucks headquarters to demand their reinstatement. These firings were just ruled by the National Labor Relations Board as illegal retaliatory firings, opening the potential for their reinstatement. Yeah, and that's only come as a result of the massive public pressure and organized actions to protest Starbucks executives' relentless attacks, which we will need to build on to keep fighting for the reinstatement of the now dozens of workers who have since been fired by Starbucks for organizing a union. Thank you so much, Beto and Lakota, for coming back to Seattle and to keep building the struggle. Come on up.
Thank you so much for having us. Unlike Howard Schultz, every single time he's been up on a mic, he always has to say that he was coached on what he needs to say, walk around the eggshells. I'm not going to be doing that because what I'm fighting for and what I'm talking about comes straight from the heart, because I know what I'm doing is right for workers everywhere. I believe we've all seen how much Starbucks cares about their image, so much so that they're willing to fight their own partners for it. What the Memphis 7 has done is being able to show Starbucks' dirty laundry out to the world, and they didn't like that. That is why I am now fired. It goes to say that there's a certain humor that can be found the day that we did file. For a little history, we were in, I believe, around Martin Luther King Jr. Day when we had filed. As it is, Memphis has a lot of history with the unions. We walk streets every day for people who had put down their lives for this cause, for this fight. We have some of our own members' grandparents walked along with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. himself in these same streets in Memphis. And we are just picking up where they left off. Whether it was from the Kellogg strike, whether it was from the sanitation workers, it has been shown time and time again that numbers are powerful. There are always more of us than there will be of them, and this is just the beginning of it. At this point, it could be said that what we're doing could be futile, and I couldn't beg to show the difference of what has been done. We have roasteries, we have stores across the country, and this is just something that's just getting started. We're just warming them up. On behalf of the Memphis 7, I'm here to let you know that there is power with people. No matter how many times corporate would love to retaliate against us, they're going against history, and they will find themselves on the wrong side of history like all the corporations out there. It can even be said at this point, we had Black partners in our Memphis 7 that were fired for unionizing while the managers decided to wear Black Lives Matter shirts. Right. It's been shown time and time again how much Starbucks loves to pretend to care just to protect their image. At this point, we're here to tell the workers everywhere that the union is not a third party. The union are the partners. We are the workers. We're on the right side of history, and nothing is going to change that. Every single person fighting for this cause, taking the time out of their lives to fight for something bigger than themselves, it's something that can be set down for history and something that we will remember. I'm very proud of all the workers here today for having us here, for continuing to have this fight, whether you're in Memphis, Seattle, Nashville, Knoxville, Buffalo, wherever you are in the US, we're fighting for partners everywhere, and we're not stopping until every store is unionized. On behalf of the Memphis 7, solidarity forever.
Thank you, Beta and Lakota, for that. Thank you so much. We need a national coordinated day of action to continue to mount the pressure to reinstate these workers, not only with the Memphis 7, but all workers who have been fired unjustly for unionizing. Like Bea mentioned earlier, we have Starbucks workers from all across the country here with us today, and thank you for being here. These workers are able to fly out here because of Councilmember Sawant's Solidarity Fund. City Council members make over $146,000 a year, but Kashama takes only the average worker's salary of $40,000, and the rest after taxes goes into a solidarity fund to help support workers organizing in social movements. Rank and file workers should demand that progressive elected officials should all be unionists. We need support from politicians and elected officials in order to build moments like these and have actual tangible funds and support in order to build a movement that goes forward. In fact, the Amazon Labor Union, who won the historic union leading election, is perhaps the only union today that requires all of their board members only take home the average worker's wage. And that is the kind of accountability I want to see in the labor movement going forward. Our next speakers are 3 Starbucks workers from Phoenix, Arizona, Alyssa Sanchez, Layla Dalton, and Bill Whitmer. Alyssa and Layla were fired for organizing their store, alongside Bill have continued to organize and protest these unjust firings. Alyssa, Layla, and Bill, welcome.
Thank you, guys. You might know me from the video of me getting harassed by my district manager and regular manager, I guess. But this is me. This is my committee, except Tyler Gillette couldn't be here, sadly. But we want to talk about why I'm tired of hearing, oh, it's the food industry. What do you expect? Like, it doesn't matter if it's the food industry. We are all workers. We all deserve to be treated the same. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor. It doesn't matter if you're a janitor. We should just be treated the same. We all deserve the training. Like, it's just not fair, and I'm tired of it. And we're ready for this to be the start of a new era, a new beginning, helping new companies. And Alyssa and Bill are going to speak more on to that. So thank you guys so much for coming here. It means just the world to me.
Yeah. I'm going to start out by asking everybody a quick question. So by a show of hands, like she kind of quoted before, how many of you have heard the phrase, it's just the food industry, what do you guys expect? Right? We'll take a moment to look around. That's a lot of hands. And for me personally, that is way too many. And I think we can all agree on that. And that's not okay to make that a normal thing to be heard saying, well, you're in this industry, so why expect great things? We sell our lives, we sell our bodies, we sell our time to this company, so why not earn a living wage for the life that we give into this company, right? And this show out for Starbucks, for Amazon, you hear all these stories accumulating on the internet, and they're horrible. It's so sad to see those people, but also considering the amount of people who speak up versus the amount of people who might be too scared to speak up. And this is just our personal industry, and there are millions of other people going through the same thing in other industries. So this is just the start of a new era. Everybody here today, this is a huge movement. You guys make this possible, and we are all building the foundation together for today, for the future, and across all other industries. So this is just the start of something amazing.
All right, y'all, so what we're doing right now is we're putting corporate America on notice that we are organizing big time, all right? Are you with me? Are you with me? First of all, that's right, we got Amazon, we got Starbucks here right now, right? I want y'all to hear this. We have other companies reaching out to us. We have other people coming forward, and they're saying, you know what, we're being harassed. We're being retaliated against. We want to organize too, but we're scared. We need help. They're reaching out to us right now. I can't say who they are because you know what's happening? They're being retaliated against, exactly. So we can't say who they are, but they want to organize, and we're with them. And I'm going to say something else, a little off script here, because my friend, Layla, she would call me up every once in a while, and she'd be scared to walk into work, and I'd be scared too. She stood up to a Fortune 500 company that was after her. And you know what I said? I said, Layla, listen up. And I'll close with this. I said, listen up. Not only do you have 200 stores behind you, you've got a union of 85,000 members behind you. You've got all kinds of other unions behind you that is with you when you walk in that store. And you see what happened. And you see what happened at the Memphis 7. And it's going to happen to all workers that are reinstated. Thank you for being here, everybody.
Thank you so
so much, Alyssa, Layla, and Bill. And I think I would say, you know, everyone here is behind these workers. We are standing side by side in solidarity. The way we fight back against the brutal retaliation that Starbucks is carrying out against these workers is rallies like this, it's strikes, it's walkouts, and Starbucks workers are showing the way forward. And I think to the point about other workers reaching out, just, you know, I wanted to say we were at a strike, some Marysville workers up here in Washington who are actually going to speak in a little bit, and you know, they were striking for 3 days, and at one point they went to the Jamba Juice nearby, and the workers there said, I think that we should unionize. What you all are doing is awesome. So workers are watching what's happening at Starbucks, at Amazon, and we are rebuilding a fighting labor movement. So our next speakers that we want to welcome up here are Liz Duran and another Seattle Starbucks roastery worker who, as we all just heard earlier and folks are aware, just won their union election to become the second unionized roastery out of 3 in the whole country. Chicago is the only one that's left. And so, you know, they have proven, I think, that workers can win in the belly of the beast, right? This is the roastery. Howard Schultz visits that roastery multiple times a week, from what I've heard. But these workers won their union in the heart of Howard Schultz's dominion here, and we are showing him that workers are not going to stand for it. So give it up to the Seattle Starbucks Roastery.